Hi Libra, welcome to your June 2022 reading. May has kind of been a clusterfuck. Like the beginning of Gemini season was really chaotic, and told everybody that if, through the Mercury retrograde that will be going direct on June 3rd, but through all of this, if you didn't find your patience with Mercury retrograde real quick, then you probably suffered more through the rest of it than others did, who were able to find their patience. And because everything that could have been dismantled or could have gone wrong, or, quote unquote wrong, because was it really wrong? Didn't it place you in a different position? Every single time for me, I noticed that when something started to create tension and restriction, and there was a mishap, or it appeared to be something that was very wrong with the situation, it always turned out better in the end. It always, it was just flipped over. It was repositioning. There was a lot of that happening during Mercury retrograde. We were being repositioned. So the post shadow period will be happening until June 18th. Mercury will ingress Gemini for the second time on the 14th of June. So you'll have Mercury direct in your 8th house until the 14th of June. And the 8th house is about sharing resources, and it's about transformation. It's about the things that, this is where that Phoenix rising from the ashes. We get to know ourselves so deeply within the 8th house that's how we can deepen our relationships with other people, or we can have deeper relationships with other people. Because the 8th house, and it's so funny because everybody's always talking about how the 8th house is such a negative energy, and it's about death and the occult, and we've made all of those things appear to be bad. And so that's why it appears to be a negative energy. But if you look at the perspective of the 8th house and you really think about what the 8th house represents, it represents having a deeper relationship. We have where the 2nd house is the material and the environment, and looking at that. When we look at the 8th house, it's about having a deeper relationship with all of those things, and then sharing them with people, or other people sharing them with you. And the more that we are allowing ourselves to be open and receptive to other people, that's when we see who our tribe is. That's when we see who our people are. So as you get further into that Mercury direct, and remember that Venus right now is in Taurus, which is the other domicile from you guys. So Venus is feeling really good, and June 22nd will be in Gemini. So there's a desire. I'm like, what is the word that I want to use? With Venus in Taurus and Mercury in your 8th house as well, there's this desire to have these conversations. There's a desire to create more of that relationship magic with other people. Now, for some of you, Mercury retrograde brought endings to relationships because it was happening in your 8th and 9th house. But that was only in order to show you that this person is not allowing you to expand at all anymore. And once Venus jumps to Gemini, and Venus is your ruling planet, once Venus jumps to Gemini on June 22nd, there's, that's the expansion, right? That's the expansion of everything. And that's where you learn so much about yourself and about other people. And allowing yourself to expand with that Venus energy there and that Mercury energy there, and opening yourself up more. If there are people in your life that are stopping you from doing that, real fast, that's going to be shown. The energy that we have going on right now is not messing around at all. Let me show you the first four cards that came out. First card is the Queen of Wands. Next one is the King of Cups. And then we have the High Priestess. Some of you could be dealing with a fire sign. Some of you could be dealing with a water sign, or both. Or could be the same person showing two different personalities. You're going to have to, go with yourself on that one. The High Priestess really is telling me in a lot of ways that there's this intuitive knowing that something is going to change. Now, whether that's a relationship with one of these people, or whether because that's what we've been talking about and it's very front and center for you guys right now, it feels almost like comfortable. Like there's a knowing, like it might have even been that you've known this person before, like either in a past life or something like that. It just feels like the High Priestess feels very much like there's a knowing involved. And then with the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom, let's get a couple more cards. But that Wheel of Fortune is telling you that things are shifting in a more positive direction. Now, for some of you, there was a knowing that the person that you are with was possibly with somebody else. That just popped up in my mind. If I'm the person that's now saying that to you, like, because I get the Page of Swords down here. And so your energy coming out is not being represented in like an adult kind of way in some way. So I really want to tell you to watch your words. So for some of you, that's an argument that could happen. But also with the Page of Swords, the moment that you have that conversation, or the moment that you use your words, whether it's in an argument or whether it's just a discussion, doesn't necessarily have to be an argument. We'll find out when we're clarifying in the extended. But the moment that you use your words, that's when everything shifts, right? So remembering, oh, and this is a huge thing, reminding yourself that words are magic. I know that sounds silly, so let's kind of break it down in a more realistic way. Staying grounded in our spiritual practice is always, always positive. So when we say that words are magic, the last card is the Seven of Cups, by the way. So there are a lot of opportunities here, and that can be really confusing. This Page of Swords may be you needing to make a decision, or like kind of finalizing a decision. But when I say that words are magic, it's kind of just a pretty way to say that the intentions that you're putting out in the universe are the same intentions that you're going to be getting back, and your words are also intentions. And so when you put the best of intentions out into things, because sometimes people put intentions out into the universe and they're not good intentions. They're ego-based, they're how am I going to be able to benefit myself more than and Saturn in Aquarius right now is not a really happy camper when we're only thinking about ourselves. This is about community efforts. Saturn in Aquarius, and Saturn is going retrograde on the 4th, and that'll be happening in your 5th house. And the 5th house is where we find our joy, where we find our heart center. So the more you are putting out the best intentions for everyone involved, that is an easier way to be able to create the energy around everything, right? And especially with Mercury in your 8th house, because the 8th house is such a powerful, naturally being ruled by Mars and Pluto, such a powerful house. So even if you're in your confusion, right? The 7 of Cups. Even in your confusion, or like if you have many opportunities coming to you all at once, or like none, because you can get this confused in either of those directions, right? Either way that's happening, the best way to be able to figure out whatever kind of decision that you want to make, because clearly it's an emotional one with all these cups here, whatever decision that you want to make, it's got to be your gut instinct, right? That's why the High Priestess is here. You could be dealing with a Pisces energy. We've got a lot of Jupiter going on right now in this reading. I'm really interested to clarify this because there will be so many more answers that we're going to get. So if you would like to get the extended, I always forget to tell everybody that you can get it by becoming a member, which also really helps with my healthcare and stuff, as that is still an ongoing process and will be for a very long time. So becoming a member is the easiest way that you can help us and help me with my healthcare. And you can do that. Everything is in the description box to do that. And you get so much when you're a member with me, because I'm on Discord nearly daily. So the top tier members have a Discord, a private Discord, and like I'm on there almost on a daily basis. So yeah, it's such a great community. So we would love for you to be a part of it, or you can get the extended over on Vimeo, which is also a wonderful way to support. In the extended, we will finish talking about your astrology. We have a Sagittarius full moon happening in June. We have a Cancer new moon happening after the sun moves into Cancer. Venus is going to be involved with a square with Saturn, and so that's going to be really interesting. And then Venus moves into Gemini too. So we're going to talk all about that and clarify, you know, who's really, like, because I feel like you have some allies here, and I feel like these allies here can really help you discover what the confusion is in this 7 of Cups, because it doesn't feel like a negative. Like, this reading is so positive. Things are really shifting for you, but there's something about you not trusting your gut, or there's something about, like, you know what you're supposed to be doing and you're just not trusting that. And I got to tell you guys, the second that you start trusting the way that your soul is supposed to go, the moment that you start trusting that, things start to fall into place. So, you know, snatch up those opportunities and talk to those people and make those connections and relationships. Also, if you would like to get a reading with me, my June calendar is open, and we have a really fun introductory astrology course up on my website. I love you guys. Have a wonderful June, and we'll see you later. Bye.